Yeah, hi there. In this tutorial, we are going to cover span selector widget in Matplotlib. So widget we know are used to provide interactive functionality with the charts in Matplotlib. So one such widget is a span selector widget. So we are going to cover this, an example of this. So span selector is the mouse widget in Matplotlib. What it does, it returns the maximum and minimum values of a selected range in a graph. So what we do basically, we select a particular area or a particular range with the help of mouse in a graph, and the area that we select, span selector, what it does, it finds out what is the minimum value and the maximum value. Basically, it gives you the range of that selected portion from the graph. So to start with an example, so I'm porting the NumPy matplotlib libraries as usual, and then from the matplotlib.widgets, importing the span selector. So this widget I'm importing. Now we are creating a function on select. It will return a pair of values, minimum and maximum. So minimum underscore value, max underscore value. It will print it and it will return it. And again, just to like we do usually to do the plotting, we first set the figure and x is equals to plt dot subplots. Now we are plotting ax dot plot. So ax is the axis that on that axis we are going to plot. On the x-axis, I'm plotting values between 1 to 10. So np dot a range will return the values between the minimum and the maximum value that we specify. So the maximum is kind of exclusive. So between 1 to 11, so it will print the actual values between 1 to 10. And we have on the y-axis, we are just printing the random values. We are selecting the random values between the range of 20 to 60, and we are selecting 10 such random values. Okay, so this is the basic plot that we are creating. That is on the x-axis, it's between 1 and 10, and on the y-axis, there will be random values selected between the range of 20 and 60. 10 such values will be selected. Now, to provide this interactive functionality, we have to use this span selector widget. So how do we do this? We say span selector, and then ax is the axis using which the plotting is done. So AAX, and then the function that we have to, that gets applied when we click and select a particular area. So that function is on select. This is the function that we have defined here. Then direction is the vertical. So that tells whether we want to uh, select a vertical direction or the horizontal direction. So on which particular direction it should return minimum and the maximum value. Then usability equals to true. This is basically used to for the better performance of the backends that is being selected. Okay. Now each plot that gets plotted uses some backend. So for its better performance only, we set this parameter to true. Now span underscore stays equals to true. What it means that when you select it and after you just release the click, it will stay selected that particular region that you have selected. Otherwise, what will happen the moment you unclick the region, it will go away. If you give false, then then the selected portion will go away as soon as you uh, release the mouse button. Otherwise, it will remain selected. So I'm keeping span underscore stays equals to true. So button equals to 1 means left click of the mouse, 2 means center, and 3 means the right click. And then whatever portion that we are selecting, that we want to highlight it also uh, in the chart. And so since we have to highlight it, so we have to use some color. So I'm specifying the color as yellow, and I want to keep it transparent. So I'm specifying the value of alpha is 0.3. So this specifies the transparency of the color, and this specifies the what face color to be used to select the highlighted region. And then after this, we are just simply displaying plt.show. So if you see between the normal plot and plt.show, we have to specify this span selector. And once it is specified, after this, we have to say plot.show or plt.show to display the chart. So that will provide the interactivity. So I have saved this in a file called span underscore selector.py. So I'll execute that file and let's see how it looks like. So I'm going to execute that file span underscore selector.py. And if I click enter, so this is what we are getting. So on the x-axis, we are getting values between 1 to 10, and on the y-axis, these values are coming based on the random values. Now let's see what the span selector does. So just select, since we specified the direction as vertical, so I have to select vertically like this. So let's say I select this particular range. Yeah. So yeah, so let's say we selected this range. So this range is selected, and if you see here on the screen, the minimum value is 30.8 and the maximum value is 42. So this is the minimum value 30.8 and this is the maximum value 42. So let's say if we have a plot in which user wants to, interactively find out, okay, based on the given range. Let's say user selects that, okay, if there is any value which is within this range, it is, let's say, safe value, or it is okay, acceptable, and anything beyond that is something that is different from the obvious, okay, then he can get exactly the range. So what it actually does, it gives the user to select on the chart, and based on the selection he will come to know, okay, what are those values, minimum and the maximum, between which he has selected the area. So, and it is absolutely precise. Let's say if he selects this area, that is yeah, anything between this particular range is okay, and anything beyond that is different from the normal values. So this particular range he can get it like 29.94, and this is the minimum value, and the maximum value of this selected range is 40.895. So this provides interactive functionality to the user, where the user can make a selection in the chart itself, and he'll come to know, okay, what is the minimum and maximum value of that particular range based on the span selector widget. That's it for now in this tutorial. Thank you.